This is your family-friendly staycation guide for Lafayette Parish with an itinerary full of activities you can fit into just one day. Start your day trip with a stop here at the Science Museum in downtown Lafayette.
We've got 2 floors of exhibits with a planetarium, an 80-seat planetarium upstairs, 10,000 square feet of gallery space, chock-a-blocked full of ology. I call it ology. You got technology, you got paleontology, you got biology, entomology. We try to cover all of the disciplines, especially some of the disciplines that the university offers.
Yeah, so what makes it a unique place for families to come?
Well, so we are a science museum, and the difference between a science museum and a science center is we house real artifacts. We have a collection upstairs, and we are a federal fossil repository. So there is real fossils being worked on behind the glass over there. There are real fossils under the secure Lexan cases. So there's a lot of stuff that you don't see in a science center and is outside of the norm when it comes to entertainment. Edutainment.
Edutainment. Okay, explain that aspect of the museum to me.
Yeah, so the edutainment aspect, or at least that's what I love to call it, is you put something really spectacular out there. You put something mind-blowing for them to go, wow, look at that. That's that hook, okay? You hook them, you reel them in, and that's when they really start looking at the content.
Okay, so the 3 wow factors of the museum, if you had to narrow it down, the 3 most popular exhibits or stops inside.
Planetarium, hands down. Secondly, we house 18,000 square feet of fossil casts that came from one man in Utah. Dino Lab is the name of the company, and he had carte blanche to go into any museum throughout the world and make molds of their real fossils.
Wow.
We have 18,000 now, not on display, but we have a bunch upstairs, but we have a huge rotation of fossil casts and real fossils here. And the third thing would be just, like I said, the edutainment, something really spectacular that draws you in and makes you look and say, oh. Shock and awe, right? Awe.
Right. Okay, speaking of awe, what about our Camoufly Weather Center here in the museum? How can kids be a part of the weather world here at the museum?
Oh, so this is really fantastic. Our partnership with the weather exhibit with KLFY and the great people involved, just the great personalities in the weather team, it really allows kids to come in, see a personalized look of weather. This isn't the weather up north. It's not Minnesota. It's not, snow blizzards expected today. This is real weather that affects us specifically in Louisiana.
Okay, so ages. Who is welcome here? What ages is this place geared for?
So we see moms and dads, I'll see them coming in and I'm going, well, surely they're looking for a children's museum, a little toddler. No, they're coming in and they want the kids to see the dinosaurs and this and that. As well as, we see every age range. It used to be mostly school groups, but we really worked hard throughout the years, the last 20 years, and almost 20 years in my case, to get a far more diverse crowd of people who know what's here at the Science Museum and want to keep coming back.
Okay, how can they get in? What is the cost for every age?
Okay, so there's a range of costs. The general adult ticket is $15, but that's for all day, including with the planetarium, and all of the exhibits and a lot of interactives on down for the kids. Our days of operation are Wednesday through Sunday. Wednesday through Friday is 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 6, Sunday 1 to 6. And Monday and Tuesday are spent putting all the pieces back together after the kids get through with it.
I can imagine. Okay, why should parents add this to their day trip itinerary for Lafayette Parish?
Well, there's one really big reason. When the kids are out of school, their minds are all over the place, playing the latest video game, looking on the iPad. This is something that keeps their little mind sharp. And not only that, for me personally and for the elders of the Science Museum, we look to these kids as future scientists. So if we can bait that hook with something that'll get them interested in a career in science, we've done our job.
Coming up, we take a snack break for the museum with a baking class.
We have longtime chef Jonathan Baptiste with us today to tell us about his baking classes that he's offering for kids. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have baking classes for children. Where does your chef background start?
My chef background starts with a lineage of chefs and cooks with the Baptiste family. So all of my family, we have a lineage of chefs and cooks throughout the family.
I love that. Okay, so you offer some baking classes throughout the entire year. Tell me exactly what you offer.
So I offer classes to get people interacting with food and ingredients and showing them the difference of how to make a sweet treat, how to make a dinner, private dinner, date night dinner. All of those classes are available with our Villa di Baptiste Culinary Academy online. So you can find that there. We do have classes coming up this year. Our cookie class, of course, turkey roll class, November 14th, and our cupcake class for kids decorating midnight before Christmas in their pajamas.
I love it. So this one in particular is the Cookie Monster cookie class, right? That's in August coming up. What can kids expect when they sign up for this class?
Whenever they sign up for the class, they can expect a lot of energy and interacting, making cookies. So they're gonna be stirring all the ingredients, they're gonna be making the cookies. They do get an apron to help them, and they get to keep their apron. They get a swag bag. Lunch, of course. Like, what chef is gonna give the kids lunch? So they get lunch, of course, and 2 recipes. So they get 2 recipes within their swag bags.
Okay, I wanna know this recipe. Can we make the cookies?
Absolutely,
All
let's
right.
get started.
Okay, gloves, of course. So you said you went to culinary school. You're from Lafayette, went to culinary school. You went to Dallas, you were a chef in Dallas, you had some of these classes, and you're back home here in Lafayette. How does it feel to be home?
It feels wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
so glad to be home. I'm excited for what's to come, and I'm just excited to give back to the community.
Yes. Okay, so where is the Cookie Monster class going to be held?
The Cookie Monster class is going to be held right here at Nora Suites. It's at Youngsville, Lafayette, Louisiana, Youngsville Highway.
Awesome. Okay, what's the first step? What are kids going to learn at this class?
So we're going to learn on how to make the actual cookies. So we are using white Pillsbury cake mix.
So do the kids have to bring their own ingredients to this class?
Everything's included. Everything's included with the class. All they have to do is just register online at villadibaptiste.com/classes, and then they can register to the class, and they get everything included with their registration.
Awesome. What's usually the response from kids from your cooking classes or baking classes that you've held before?
They're excited to put their hands in it. They're excited to play with the ingredients, and they're just excited to just be in it. They have fun with it. It's messy. They love playing with it and creating something, and they just love to eat it right after.
Yeah, me too.
They be ready. When it's gonna be done? When it's gonna be done? Gonna take a marshmallow. If you can give me a marshmallow, because we want it to spread. See, while we have this marshmallow inside, we want it to spread. So we're gonna take our marshmallow and we're gonna flatten it out. We're gonna cover the whole marshmallow in there, roll it up. And it's like Play-Doh, so the kid's gonna have fun playing with the dough. And then you wanna just put some Oreos, some chocolate chips. But this is the Cookie Monster cookie.
Okay, can we do a cheers?
Cheers.
Next up on the itinerary is Louisiana in Broussard.
We are having a giraffe encounter with Gabe and Maddie. Maddie, you are obviously these animals' mom. Okay, how can people come have an encounter with Gabe here?
So if you go to our website, you can book an animal encounter. We do giraffe and hippo encounters.
Okay.
Right now we're doing the giraffe one, obviously. And here you'll get to interact with Gabe, our 18-foot tall reticulated giraffe.
Oh, he's giving you kisses. Okay, so what can people expect? What does an encounter consist of?
You'll get to go behind the scenes, obviously, and you'll get to see things other than giraffes. You'll get to see some of our holding animals, but the highlight of the whole experience is our giraffe barn. You'll get to see how our giraffe barn works. You'll get to go upstairs and interact with the giraffes, and it lasts about 30 minutes.
Nice. And what exactly is in the barn? Because it's huge.
Yeah, so we have all kinds of things in the barn. It's made to have everything it possibly needs to take care of a giraffe. So we have all of their grain in there, we have all their enrichment items. Each stall door goes to each giraffe. We have, temperature gauges and stuff like that. And then we have our upstairs loft where you can actually see into the stalls and interact with them.
I mean, it's really made specifically for these animals. I mean, the doors are, how big are the doors?
They're about 20 feet tall.
And that's how y'all gauge how tall Gabe is, right?
Is, yes.
It's 18 feet. Golly. Okay, so how many days a week and when can people come meet Gabe?
So we do offer our animal encounters 7 days a week.
Okay.
So you can come at any day of the year to do it, except for our major holidays when we're closed.
Yeah.
And then you have to book before, or 2 hours before 2 o'clock, because that's when your encounter is going to be, is at 2 o'clock.
Okay. What are her ponytails called? Is that natural, or did y'all do that?
That is natural. It's just part of her ossicones.
Ossicones.
Yeah, so the hair will thin out as she gets older, but babies tend to have crazy hairdos. We offer $5 feeding experiences, and this is one of the experiences, is our tortoises, and it's probably one of our more popular ones because it's great for younger kids.
The Kuni pigs kind of get a bad rep from some of the guests. Why do you think that is?
Oh yeah, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, a lot of people just find them a little intimidating. Their teeth are kind of just out and kind of gross. They're also pigs, so they can be pretty dirty.
Yeah.
But they're actually the sweetest animals we have here.
Y'all have 2 camels here at the zoo. What are their names?
So on the right over here, we have Cranky, like crank in your neck. But I call her Cranky generally because you'll normally hear her before you see her. She always has a lot of opinions. And then on the left side over here, we have Leslie, but her full name is actually Fat Leslie.
No.
Yep, and then we're body positive here at Louisiana, so we just call her Leslie. But every once in a while, we do have to break out her government name.
That's funny.
So the good thing about our feeding experiences, especially for camels, is you get to go twice. Per $5, you get 2 pieces of lettuce, and you get a chance to feed both of the camels.
Yeah, if you feed Cranky, you better feed Fat Leslie.
Yes. Station. Good boy. So we also offer the pygmy hippo encounters, and it's the same situation as this. It's just a more private experience.
To take a walk, we're going to come by our Critter Cafe where we offer hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders, chicken sandwiches, French fries, chips. Just a nice place to stop, get a bite to eat.
You can really spend all day here.
You really can.
Yeah.
So this is our Safari Express train. We're gathered here outside of our St. Francis Depot that offers you refreshments,
Snacks,
snacks, cold drinks. It's a train ride that's going to take us around a designated path.
How can they get a membership, and what are these memberships?
Oh, it's really easy. Online, you can sign up for a membership. You buy for anyone in your family. 1 per adult, 1 per child. It allows you to come as many times as you'd like. 7 days a week, except for the major federal holidays that we're closed on. So it really does pay for itself if you come at least 2.5 times. It allows you to come for an hour here or there. If it's just on a weekend, hey, let's go to the zoo, let's go take a train ride, play on the playground, or perhaps it's after school, let the kids just come see their favorite animal, just for a little break instead of rushing straight home to do their homework.
Yeah.
So we offer that. We do offer an exclusive membership sale starting after Thanksgiving. Great Christmas gift. We have a lot of guests, grandparents that will offer that to the families for their Christmas presents.
Oh, that's a great idea.
It is, and it's good for a whole year. And with that, you also get special perks. You'll get a discount in our gift shop. And we also are part of a reciprocating zoo admission, so that might get you free or a discounted admission in other zoos around the country.
And so it compares the dinosaurs to the animals in the zoo today.
Correct.
Wow.
It's very interesting facts, believe it or not.
In your day with a stay here at the Juliet Hotel in downtown Lafayette. What makes this the perfect place to be, Ross?
Well, as far as hotels go, this one is in an area that I think is the most walkable part of Lafayette, the Acadiana area, especially in proximity to restaurants, bars, and there's some shopping in the area. So, you know, when you're done, if you're going out seeing live music, at the end of the evening, you can just walk back to your hotel and really not get in a car as long as you're staying here.
Your family has owned the hotel for a few years, but it wasn't always a hotel in this building, right?
No, it was a department store called La Parisienne, probably 30, 40 years ago. And, you know, I think the building is much older than that.
Definitely. So what kind of makes it unique besides, you know, it used to be a department store?
So the rooms are a little bit bigger than your economy hotels.
We are in the biggest room in the Juliet Hotel. What makes this room different than the other ones in the hotel?
So this one's just got a little more space with that. There's a seating area like you see behind us, which, you know, is really nice for lounging, reading a book, or, you know, if there's a couple people here, one person can get up and, you know, have coffee, whatever, before, you know.
Super spacious, and it seems much bigger than a regular hotel room.
It is. Your average economy rooms are generally about probably half the size, and so we like that, as well as the views, I think, out of our windows are all really nice. So first story is the lobby, and the second story has all of the rooms. So, you know, not very far to walk. There is an elevator.
So we have a pool here for the hot summer days. What other amenities do y'all offer?
You know, we keep it pretty simple, you know, but we'll do your laundry if necessary. But we don't really offer meals. We let the really great restaurants and bars in the area take care of that stuff, because everything's really within walking distance, and I think that works out pretty well.
Yeah, locals supporting other local businesses. I love that. The people who stay here, are they usually staycationers, travelers? Right before we set up this interview, we had an exchange with guests and they spoke French.
Yeah, we get kind of a little bit of everyone, you know. We have people that come just from down the road in New Orleans or Baton Rouge, just trying to experience the Cajun culture. We have people from, you know, from out of the country, out of state, people from, you know, French Canada as well as France, but really, you know, we European people in general, and then we actually get the occasional local who just wants to, you know, take it easy in this area and not really have to drive around town for a good staycation.
It's the perfect hidden spot in downtown Lafayette.
Yeah, certainly.
Any encouragement to get people to book a staycation here in Lafayette, downtown Lafayette?
Good question. So right now, or probably through Labor Day, we're going to offer 20% off for all local folks. So if you're, you know, if your phone number, if you have a 337 area code, just mention that you saw this and we'll knock 20% off of our normal rate for locals.
That was your staycation itinerary with activities you can fit into just one day. Thanks for exploring Lafayette Parish with me in this episode of Louisiana Lagniappe.